Okay, let's talk about your Wi-Fi password. Is it kind of like leaving a key under the doormat? You know, convenient, but not exactly Fort Knox. Well, today we're going to dive into a much better way to lock down your home network, moving away from that single shared password to something way more robust, something the pros use. Let's get into it.
So here's the deal. Pretty much everyone uses what's called WPA2 Personal. And that's exactly what it sounds like, a single shared password. It's that one key for the whole house. Simple, right? But if that key gets lost or copied, you've got a big problem. The alternative? WPA2 Enterprise. Now, that is like a modern keycard system for an office. Everybody gets their own unique access. It's way more secure and a whole lot easier to manage.
All right, so let's get into it. Why even bother moving beyond that single password we all know and, well, that we all use? Let's break down why that old system is kind of broken. And here's the core issue, right here. That one shared password. It's a single point of failure. If just one person leaks it or one device gets compromised, boom, your whole network is wide open. And think about this. What happens when you want to kick someone off the network? Maybe a guest or an old roommate. You can't just revoke their access. Nope. You have to change the password for everyone and then go update it on every single phone, laptop, and smart toaster you own. It's a huge pain and honestly a security nightmare. Okay, so to build this much smarter, much more secure system, we're going to need a team of 3. Think of them as our authentication trio. Let's meet the key players. First up, meet Hostapd. This is the software that's basically the bouncer for your Wi-Fi club. It's the thing that's actually creating the wireless signal. Its job is to stand at the door and manage the line, turning a simple device like a Raspberry Pi into a really powerful and configurable access point. Okay, so our bouncer, Hostapd, isn't going to be checking IDs by itself. That's not its job. Instead, it has a direct line to the main security office. And that security office is a piece of software called FreeRadius. This is the brain of the operation. Its only job is to check the list, verify everyone's credentials, and decide who gets in. This is huge because it centralizes all the security decisions in one place. But wait, how do our bouncer and security office talk to each other without someone eavesdropping? That's where our third player, EAP-TLS, comes in. Think of it as the super secret encrypted language they use. It's all based on digital certificates, which are basically unforgeable digital IDs. And this is so important because it proves 2 things. It proves your phone is legit, and it proves the Wi-Fi network is legit. This prevents those nasty man-in-the-middle attacks where a hacker tries to impersonate your network to steal your data. So let's put it all together. Here's how it works in real time. Your phone sees the network and says, hey, I'd like to connect. Hostapd, our bouncer, sees the request, but it doesn't just open the door. It turns around and radios FreeRadius, the security office, asking, hey, is this user legit? FreeRadius then does its thing. It checks its list, it verifies the digital certificate, and if everything checks out, it radius back, yep, they're good, let them in. Only then does Hostapd open the door and let your device on the network. The whole thing happens in a flash, and it's incredibly secure. Right, so that's the theory, but how do you actually build this thing? Let's take a look at the high-level blueprint. Don't worry, we're not going to get bogged down in lines of code. We're just focused on the big steps from installation to configuration. It really boils down to 3 main phases. First, you've got to get the software installed. That's our Hostapd and FreeRadius. Second, you have to configure the services so they know how to talk to each other. And finally, the really important part, you generate the security certificates, those digital IDs for the whole system. Now, this little snippet of code is pretty much the heart of the configuration. This is where you're flipping the switch. You're telling Hostapd, okay, we're done with the old shared password. From now on, we're using WPA-EAP, which is the enterprise method. Then you tell it the address of the FreeRadius server and give it a shared secret key so the 2 of them can have their own private, secure conversation. And about those digital IDs, this is where the magic really happens. You essentially become your own little security agency. You create a master ID called a certificate authority, or CA. This CA then issues and signs unique trusted IDs for your server and for every single one of your client devices. This whole process creates what's known as a chain of trust. It's an unbreakable link that proves to your phone that it's talking to your real network and not a fake one. All right, the software is installed, the configs are set, the certificates are generated. Now for the moment of truth. Does it actually work? Let's see how we connect and test the whole setup. So before we even try to connect a phone, there's a neat little command you can run to test the server directly. And when you run it, you're looking for these magic words, received access accept. Seeing that is just yes.
It's the green light. It confirms that your FreeRadius server is up, it's configured correctly, and it's ready for action.
So, what does it take to actually get your phone or laptop connected? It's surprisingly simple. You just need to copy 2 little files from your server over to your device. First, you need that certificate authority file that tells your phone, hey, this is the main ID I need to trust. And second, you need your own unique client certificate file, which is your personal digital ID. You install those, pop in your username, and you are in. No more shared passwords.
Look, this is an incredibly powerful tool. It gives you granular, user-by-user control over your network. But, and this is a really important but, there's a word of caution we absolutely have to talk about.
And here it is, a direct warning from the author of the guide we're looking at. They say, and I quote, "I do not recommend to deploy this tutorial for production use. This is still a work in progress." So let's be super clear about this. This is an amazing project for learning, for tinkering, for understanding how enterprise-grade security works. It is not a ready-to-go, battle-hardened solution you should use to protect your business or anything super critical. So that leaves us with a pretty interesting question, doesn't it? Now that you know what goes into it, is this kind of individual user authentication the future for your home network? I mean, with all the smart devices and everything we connect these days, maybe having a unique ID for everything isn't so crazy after all. It's definitely something to think about.